What's up guys, we're the Pack Luck Bros and welcome back to a brand new video, and today we'll be talking about the mistakes that we made when we first got into the hobby. And even though that's not so long ago, yeah, there are a few things that we would have liked to do differently, and we'll talk about the biggest ones. Now, before we start, I'd like to preface this by saying that everybody gets into the hobby for different reasons. Everybody has a different budget. Everybody wants something different out of this. So these are mostly mistakes that we made personally that we would change with the knowledge that we have now. Obviously, this doesn't go for everyone. So let's get into it. So our first point, my first mistake, was buying veterans instead of rookie cards. Now we devoted an entire video to this. I don't want to talk about this for too long, but basically from an investment standpoint, it's not a smart idea to buy veterans. There are some exceptions, so the great ones like Mahomes and Brady, especially the big inserts like Kaboom and Downtown, they'll be really valuable still. But other than that, you really want the rookie cards. So for some more information, make sure you check out the video.
All right, and on to our number 2. And as you loyal viewers know, that we live in the Netherlands. And one thing in particular I want to point out is that when you purchase cards in America, postage is very costly. And we've made that mistake several times. My wife still doesn't know how much I spent on cards. Pro tip, don't tell your partner ever how much a card actually costs. So shipping wise, and we made a whole video about that particular topic. Make sure to check it out. It's right there or there, I don't know, but check that video out.
Now on to number 3, and I guess this one is more for me than for Mark. I'm quite impatient when it comes to buying cards. Impatient means that you often overpay. Yeah, or you buy cards immediately upon release. And there are a few occasions where I bought the card because I really wanted it and I couldn't wait a couple of weeks longer for the blasters and the cheaper cards to come out. And because of my impatience, I ended up overpaying. So always make sure that whenever you buy a card that you're comfortable spending that amount, and that you don't buy firstly on hype, and secondly that you don't become impatient and you try to buy it for a price that you'll never get back for.
And our number 4 is buying ungraded cards, raw cards on eBay or Facebook posts or whatever, especially the higher end cards, because cards can bend, the seller didn't upload that one small dink in the card or didn't mention soft corner, etc. So it's a lot safer to buy graded cards, because well, a neutral company graded your cards like PSA, BGS, HGA. Check out that video as well. SGC. That's a safer option. Another point I would like to mention while we're on topic is that I think we've got a card behind us. That's Brian Burns, an edge rusher for my Carolina Panthers. I bought this card ungraded, and as you can see, the centering is quite bad. I didn't notice that when I bought the card, so that's why you purchase graded cards if you're onto adding value to your collection. If you buy cards for your personal collection, graded cards are not that important.
Yeah, so that's purely from an investment standpoint, but something that we personally would do differently. So we would buy fewer raw or ungraded cards, and we'd look more into the graded cards actually. So one more side note is that, so current players, in this case we're in 2021, and I'm a big fan of Devontae Smith, as you well know. It's hard to find graded cards, so I still find myself buying raw cards sometimes, but that's just basically because there are no graded cards yet, and if they are graded, because they are so rare at this point, especially with PSA being really busy, yeah, that just costs a lot of money. But
you're basically looking for a diamond in the dirt.
Yeah,
right? But then you really have to trust the seller. So if you buy ungraded cards or raw cards, please check out the reviews.
Yeah,
that's another pro tip. Check out the reviews,
especially on eBay.
Especially in eBay
or vouchers on Facebook. So on to our second to last point, and this again I think goes for me more than for you. So because I was getting into the hobby at the beginning of this year, there weren't many Eagles players, as you well know by now that I'm an Eagles fan. There weren't many players that I was really into in terms of collecting or being a big fan of. And then we drafted Devontae Smith, who has a huge upside and potential. So I'm still hoping to see that, but we need a better quarterback. But anyway, I digress. At the beginning of the year, obviously you get all of the college unis, and I just bought too many. I wanted to start a collection, and I bought, and especially in the beginning, they cost a lot of money as well. And later on in the year, they go down in value. And from an investor standpoint, that's not what you want. They don't sell as well. People are often more interested in the pro unis, and for a good reason. So another mistake I made is buying college unis instead of the pro unis. And yeah, that's something that I would do differently. Now, I'm a big fan of Prism this year, even of the college Prism. I'm still happy with a lot of the cards that I have, but I just wouldn't buy so many.
And our last point for this video is that we've bought a lot of lower end cards from our favorite players. And again, if you collect your team in bulk, by all means, by all means. I mean, but if you're looking to add value to your collection by buying cards, well, that isn't probably the move to do. You're better off buying numbered cards, autograph cards, the more higher end cards. And yeah, well, we've made that mistake.
Yeah, quite a few times. And again, like Mark said, if you're building a PC and you just want every card from a certain product or all the base cards, by all means, yeah, we're now talking about the adding value to your collection, so more of an investor standpoint. And then getting the lower end cards is usually, and trying to sell them is really not the smartest idea. So on that note, yeah, we reached the end of the video, so I'll sum up quickly what we talked about. So we have rookies instead of veterans. Make sure you buy those. For people in Europe, make sure that you have a company that
post-forwarding company.
Yeah, post-forwarding company that can help you ship the cards, because that saves you a ton in shipping. Be patient when buying your cards, and I'm saying this to myself as well. Buying graded cards is usually better than ungraded cards, unless you're going for the cheaper options, in which case it's absolutely fine buying the raw cards. Pro unis usually more valuable than college unis, and unless you really want to build a big personal collection, don't buy lower end cards in bulk, because they're very hard to move and sell in the future. So thank you guys for watching. If this was useful and you got value out of this, make sure to like and subscribe. Also check out our other videos, because for some of these mistakes we've dedicated a whole video to that. So thank you again. We'll see you guys.
All right. Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.